Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the Big Bang Theory. This is the 18th episode of the 12th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like to watch today's episode, it is available for finally in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked characters throughout the whole entire franchise. 3 votes are allowed. Yours man be shown in the final episode. Getting very close. Cannot wait to see who you guys choose. Last episode, interestingly, Penny was nearly poached to work for a rival brand. You know, she's been doing such good work basically underneath Bernadette that when it was at like a conference or an event, when obviously they was selling the products and showing how good they are, you know, somebody come over and tried to approach her, offered her a big salary. Before she could see it, though, Bernadette snuck in. She seen it, she grabbed the piece of paper, looked at it, you know, bigged her up, backed her, and obviously Penny chose to stay with her friend. When Penny was like, how much did he write on that note? She's like, what note? So suddenly she's turned into Howard, you know, magic with the tricks, you know what I mean? But it was good to see, obviously, the backing of the friend, and it's nice to see actually Penny enjoying the work that she was in, because we did discuss that at one point she was thinking about quitting. So I thought the last 2 episodes have been really good. I enjoyed watching them. I was having a laugh and it was a great time. And, you know, we had some hints as well. I think it was 2 episodes ago, not the last one, but about Amy and Sheldon and the baby, and she was doing tests on him to see how he would deal around kids and all that. And that was great as well, you know. So we're setting up for a good end to the show. Very interested to see how it goes. If you do enjoy today's episode, please smash the like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Thanks for being here. I feel the same way about you.
This is nice.
It's not nice. She's having on the scientists who are trying to steal our Nobel Prize.
Yeah, you should have seen her take down John Krasinski last week. Got him to admit he loved his wife. It was brutal.
Please welcome Doctors Greg Pemberton and Kevin Campbell. I've discovered something pretty amazing in the universe. Obviously, I understand high-level physics because I'm a comedian. Can you explain it to the audience?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure we're even smart enough to understand it.
I think the audience likes them.
Well, that will all change when Ellen asks them how superasymmetry explains the cosmological excess of matter over antimatter, and they panic.
People have been loving your videos, especially the songs that you've been posting.
Thank you.
This may be pushing it, but I have to ask. Would you mind singing one of those for us right now?
They're actually so annoying. You know that guy there? I don't know his name actually, the one on the right. He was from Harold and Kumar. Did he not actually work in the government as well? You know what I mean? Like when them films was knocking about, he was doing it about smoking weed and all that stuff. And, you know, he actually worked in the government, you know, man of all talents. You know what I mean? However, these guys actually are stressing me out and doing me head in, because like he just explained there, he couldn't explain it himself because he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's their guys discover it. However, you know, I've had the discussion before about Penny and Raj and the stars and the telescope and who set it up and who's seen it, you know what I mean, like who's who. So I kind of understand their claim to it, but I'm all for Sheldon and Amy, and I want both of them to win, and I want none of them to get any recognition, the other 2 guys. But, you know, they're obviously doing well. Public PR, that's all you need, isn't it? Get the public behind you and everyone's going to choose you, aren't they, over everybody else.
Dr. Pemberton? Dr. Campbell? Dr. Pemberton and Campbell?
Morning, buddy.
I am not your buddy.
What's wrong?
I'll tell you what's wrong. You went on TV and were charming. I want you to hold a press conference where you admit that you blindly stumbled into superasymmetry and it was really our discovery.
You know, just because we proved something by accident doesn't mean we didn't prove it.
I wasn't trying to prove that my wife was cheating on me when I came home early one Friday, but I'm still sleeping on his couch.
On a celebrity bus tour.
Those are fun. I went on one and saw Tom Hanks talking to his gardener. He's even nice when you plant the wrong color azaleas. A shovel and help the guy replant.
It doesn't matter if they have popular support. We're gonna get the scientific community behind us.
He's right. The Nobel Prize is about the work, and as your fellow scientists, we support you and Amy.
Yeah, who needs to be likable when you have Nobel laureates campaigning for you?
Oh, now, wait a minute. Do you not think we're likable?
That's what's great about you. You never stop asking the tough questions.
The thing is, that's what I was saying a minute ago there, right? If they want to take that they're the frauds and we're the right guys, then they need to get themselves out there in the public image. Either, like, there's no point in doing these little conferences where you bring, I don't know, esteemed scientists in and then it doesn't leave that room and nobody else knows. Like, Joe Public, me and everybody else needs to see that it was you. And you have to call them out and tell them to them on Twitter or Facebook or put a YouTube video out there. You need to get it out so people could see you and TikTok and that and say, these were the right people, not me. Do you know what I mean?
Is asleep? Nope. I've been trying to get them down for hours. Apparently, Hallie's afraid of the dark now, and I can't turn on the nightlight because it makes Michael cry.
I'll go talk to her.
I don't know why she's suddenly so afraid of everything.
Honey, remember, she's my child, too.
I heard you were afraid of the dark. I know someone else who was afraid of the dark once. Your daddy.
Hey, good news. They're inviting several Nobel laureates to our reception.
Oh, great. Like who?
Makoto Kobayashi.
Ooh. I may have been less than kind to him about this Nobel Prize win.
George Smoot's on here.
We have a history.
Sol Perlmutter?
Oh.
What about Kip Thorne?
Yeah, well, now that was a misunderstanding. I didn't know he was right behind me.
I was saying, maybe this shows that Sheldon should be nicer to people.
Did Hallie draw that at preschool?
I drew it.
Well, good night.
Hallie was scared, and Howard told her the sweetest story about when he was in space, and I thought I could turn it into a book for her and Michael.
I could do the drawings.
Really?
Nice change of pace from what I usually draw.
Texting you?
No, I just met my exercise goal for the day.
Doing the dishes?
Hey, you have your goals, I have mine.
Do you have any cookie dough?
We've got chocolate chip and oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin? I know at least 2 things wrong with that cookie.
Well, so you need these people's support and you're sending them baked goods?
Yeah, they're pretty smart. Don't you think they're going to realize it's just a bribe?
No, you'd think, but sometimes brilliant people can be painfully oblivious to social cues.
Sheldon Cooper.
Sheldon Cooper?
Pass. It's from Sol Perlmutter. He sent me a picture.
Oh, let me see.
Oh, he
Ben.
arranged the cookies to spell out thank you.
Sheldon, that word isn't thank.
To a surprise.
Oh, what's the occasion?
I heard you tell Hallie that story the other night, and I thought it was so sweet that Stuart and I turned it into a book.
Look how tiny and scared you look.
And the best part is, Stuart showed it to a publisher friend of his, and they're interested in it.
I don't want the whole world to know I was the frightened little astronaut.
It's a trajectory. You start off scared, you end up succeeding.
The fact is, I feel really bad for Amy.
We all do. Just for fun, why do you?
I didn't do anything wrong, but she's paying for my mistakes. Well, I laughed when Amy got a shock from the broken Christmas tree lights, so it was after that.
What did he say that was so insulting?
He may have suggested there was an inelegance to the quadruple normalization of Smoot's data.
Sometimes I wish I could invent a time machine so I could go back and prevent myself from acting so rashly. I don't always know when I've gone too far.
Well, if you like, I could try to help you out. You know, maybe let you know if you're crossing a line.
Like with a code word?
Sure. How's shut up?
That's perfect. People say it to me all the time. No one would suspect.
It could be really good for me, you know? Finally get my artwork published. And come on, it's a cute story.
Take my name off it?
No, the only reason the publisher's interested is because a real astronaut wrote it.
Well, look, what if we made a few changes? Nothing major. See here on the cover where it says frightened little. What if, I don't know, it didn't say that?
So it would just be the astronaut. Okay.
And here on this page where I'm crying, what if instead I'm punching a meteor into the sun with my bare fist?
The thing is, like, why do you actually care? Like, you know, it's a little bit of insecurity, that as well. First of all, it's a flex that you're an astronaut and you've been up into space, you know, like, that's the only flex that you need. And secondly, you know, okay, the front cover could say the astronaut, but it's the scared little astronaut or whatever it was called. It's that bit that hooks you. It's like, you know, the book The Hungry Caterpillar, for example. Everybody knows the Hungry Caterpillar book, and it's the name The Hungry Caterpillar, and you go through his journey of being hungry all the way to the end. Do you know what I mean? And it's like this, you know, he might have been scared. He might not wanted to go to space. He thought that he couldn't do it. But it's the success of the story, the progression that he's made, the emotions. He's, you know, at the end, he's come back down. He's, you know, this one of not many people that have actually done something so successful. And it shows you could be in one position here thinking that you can't do it and you're never going to be able to. And you're so scared to be in here, being like victorious and successful and reaping in the rewards and consistency and everything can pay off. So I think it's a great idea. I don't know why he's actually so bothered about it.
Dr. Hofstadter.
You know my wife, Penny.
Sure.
Hi. Look, Sheldon's a pain in the ass, but Dr. Fowler's really nice. So if you average them out, math.
And more than the person, the Nobel is about the work. You should understand that more than anyone. Look at Newton, who was a jerk to Leibniz, and Leibniz, who was a jerk to everyone.
Yeah, you know, and I don't need to tell you that gravitational waves are disturbances in the curvature of space-time.
So what do you think?
It's not as good.
I think if you were in space without a shirt on, you'd die. What I liked about the other story was that it was real. I mean, nothing in this actually happened to you. The real story was so sweet. The little astronaut was afraid, but he still went to space, and that's what made him brave. It would just take a really brave man to put an embarrassing story like that out into the world. I'm just a wife that is so proud of her husband and doesn't think that he has anything to be embarrassed about.
That you're the ones who convinced the Nobel laureates to come.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
You guys deserve this.
Yeah, now get out of here. Go talk to some smart people.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, sometimes I forget you're smart because you're so sexy.
Just telling Professor Arnold how you came up with super asymmetry at your wedding.
It's a wonderful story.
I wouldn't say it was the highlight of the wedding, because I've been told not to for reasons I don't fully understand.
Understand is how the universe works, and that's what's important. Not what comes out of his mouth.
Dr. Cooper, Dr. Fowler, good to see you.
What are you doing here?
Professor Smoot invited us. We're Facebook friends.
Smoothie!
Go away.
Actually, Amy, now I think we should let them stay. Please, enjoy yourselves. Try some pigs in blankets. And yes, that is the plural. Stay. Everyone will see that their grasp on super asymmetry is tenuous at best. Under what conditions the radiative corrections to super asymmetry could cause time variation of alpha EM?
I say active galactic nuclei at cosmological distances show a part per million deviation. Dr. Cooper says this has been disproven recently with quasar observations.
I agree with you. We couldn't have proven super asymmetry without you.
Wait, you all heard them say it. They didn't do anything.
Months ago, nobody paid any attention to us, and now all of a sudden we're getting all these accolades. Have any of you ever felt like maybe you didn't deserve it?
Leonard, there's something I need to say.
Shut up.
Okay.
And yet somehow we still feel like imposters.
Oh, for crying out loud, there is a term for that! It's called imposter syndrome, and you don't have it because you can't have it if you are imposters, and you are. We're the ones who discovered super asymmetry, so if anyone's gonna feel like they have imposter syndrome, it's us. You're imposters and you're frauds!
She's right though. I know that she's freaked out, but
I would sounded like
yeah.
Yikes.
The thing is, it does piss you off, doesn't it? Like, if you've done all this hard work and somebody's reaping in all the rewards and no one actually knows it's you, you're gonna blow at some point. You're like a kettle. Turn it on, it bubbles up. At one point, it's gonna start overflowing. Do you know what I mean? So, I knew it was gonna happen. It's interesting to see it's her doing it, no one, not Sheldon.
Once upon a time, there was a little astronaut who was sitting in a rocket, scared. He had another secret, too. He was only pretending to be scared to trick the alien king.
Howie.
Fine. There was no alien. Bossy wife, though. We'll get to her later.
Mate, I wonder how much you'd actually get for publishing a book like that, like a kid's book. You know, if I just wrote one now, maybe 10, 15 pages long, and obviously got it published, I don't even know where you'd go to do that, but it got published and went into stores. How much money would you get from it? Would you get most of the sales, or like would the publisher get it and you get a little cut? I don't know. I mean, what deems a book good enough to get put into a shop as well? Because to be honest, you know, take it away from books, because I don't read kids' books and I don't really know the complexity of the words in it. And I'm going to use cards, like birthday cards and Christmas cards. How many times have you walked in to buy one for somebody and you just look at the shelf and it could be hundreds of cards and you think every single one of them is crap? Like, honestly, you just look at it and think, I could have done better than that. Some of the cards, honestly, are so crap. Like, let's just say Valentine's Day one. And you would have 2 spiders or something. And it'll say, it's amazing what you can find on the web. Do you know what I mean? And that could be used for a couple who's basically like met on Tinder or something. And that's the card. That's published. That's in the shop. Somebody's getting money for that. And like, how easy is it? You know what I mean? Like, some cards are that basic, and it's like, how do they get chosen over mine? That's better than that or something. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. It's good that somebody's publishing it, but look how easy they made it look like. You know, they just had Stuart draw the pictures, which is actually really good, to be honest. If he designed them pictures and graphics, I mean, I don't know why he's not doing that on the side, you know, from his comic book store, because that's pretty good. And you could do that, you know, if somebody writes a story and you provide the drawings for it, you're winning. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of like the songwriter who can't sing to let somebody else sing it who can, and both of you reap the rewards. So it's good. I'm interested with that. And again, you know, going back to Amy and Sheldon, someone's going to blow in the end. I absolutely, like, I'm fully on their side. You know, them two guys are stressing me out. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're always like, that one, yep. And again, they're reaping all the praise. And like I said, we're getting towards the end. And I hope that they lose anyway. You know, I hope Sheldon and Amy come on top. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've not yet voted for your most liked characters throughout the whole entire franchise, please do. 3 votes are allowed. Links in the description. Yours and mine will be shown in the final episode. Cannot wait to see who everybody picks. Now, again, we were just talking about the book being published there. I actually think that's really good. You know, I wonder... you know, I wonder if they could make it into like a little series or something. Now, this was based on a real life situation, you know, like that. So that was why it was so easy for them to create this story. However, as Howard was just doing there, when he was sat down and just riffing, you know, you could kind of extend it out a little bit more and make like a superhero. You know, like a superhero astronaut. Like, because is there one of those? You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, kids love all different types of things, and like an educational kind of character that's kind of superhero, like, is pretty good. And I feel like there could be a field for that. You know, people getting into science as well as feeling like they're the champion and they're on top of the world and they've got a cape and all. I don't know, like, you can hit all different target audiences, can't you? And I just think that it's a good idea. And I've seen people do it before. Just creating like calendars, you know. I watched a TikTok of somebody who makes badges or magnets, is it, like in a house, and like she's a turnover is like 30 grand a month, and all she's literally, I mean, that's a turnover, it's not profit, but what I mean is, like, it's crazy to think that something that seems pretty simple, like writing a little child story, creating a card, you know what I mean, like making magnets or stamps or something, like, kids have high demand, and it is talent. So that's pretty interesting, that one. But also, talking about the talent, those two guys don't have it, and Amy Sheldon do. And, you know, you could see the university, because I was going to say, you know, at the start of the show when they was on Ellen, which is interesting, because Ellen was absolutely huge, wasn't she? She was massive, and then suddenly everyone started, like, hating her, you know what I mean? I don't follow the American stuff, you know, it was never even shown in the UK, so I never understood why it was so big at the time. However, you know, it was, and now it seems like everybody's kind of hating on her. She's like no longer on TV or doing anything anymore. She's doing like one Netflix special now, and then that's it. Job's done. See you later, alligator. You know what I mean? It's madness. But they've gone on their big platform, getting all the praise, getting all the audience to like them. Not even talking about science, really. Just kind of getting everybody on their side. You know what I mean? Getting a likable character out there. And these guys are just trying to do science. This is science. This is what we achieved. This is what we found. Let's have it. And these guys are trying to do public PR opinions and get everybody on their side. And every time so far that Sheldon and Amy put them in a social situation or a place where they have to kind of disclose the workings, now they've done it in X, Y, and Z, they've always kind of failed, but not come out of it looking bad, because something happens that kind of makes Amy look bad. Do you know what I mean? And Amy was okay to boil up and blow up then. And to be honest, what other, like, if you're going to blow and there's no cameras, that's the best social place to do it. They blow in front of everybody that's kind of like won a Nobel Prize before, whatever's, and it might be embarrassing, but it just shows that you could get into a deeper level of debate or whatever's and get into it, and proves that you are the true person that you're claiming to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, a debate would be good for them. You know, you say, if you're the true finders of this and you've done that, let's have a debate about it. Let's both put each other on the stand and go back and forth and see who comes out on top, because Sheldon and Amy would absolutely kill them, wouldn't they? So, I mean, so close to the end now. It's going to be interesting to see who actually does win this one. We planned it at the start of the season. We've been, you know, dropping it in little bits here and there, but now obviously we've got to come to a conclusion. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.